Thank you for being with us. And thank you also for being with Giles Beckford, who is beaming in now on Friday evening from the Wellington newsroom. Giles, another New Zealand company has been sold to foreign owners.
Indeed, it's one that's well known to us, John. It's Icebreaker, which is the merino wool outdoor garments maker. They've gone and sold themselves, if we want to call it that way, to a big American-based retail giant. It's called VF Corporation. You probably don't know the name, but you will recognise the brands: North Face, Timberland, Lee, Wrangler and Vans, all pretty well-known clothing brands in one market or another. It's a $17 billion a year company. Compare that with Icebreaker, which has sales of around $220 million. So it's David and Goliath. Now, when I first read this, I thought, oh, hello, here's another New Zealand company gone over there and they've taken their money and take the big money. But of course, Jeremy Moon is well known as the founder of that company, well known as having quite a passionate attachment to the outdoors and to safeguarding that New Zealand identity, which he finds quite iconic, and has been a good tag for the company as it sold its goods. So they've said quite clearly that really, although they may well have found extra money and found investors in New Zealand or elsewhere, and they did tout themselves around apparently to other overseas companies, the thing they liked about VF is what it gives them. It gives them the opportunity for new platforms, new markets, new customers, new associations, so that they can be sold in association with other brands. And also at the same time, they're getting a commitment that the New Zealand identity of Icebreaker will be preserved. I had a chat with Rob Fyfe, former Air New Zealand chair and also the chair of Icebreaker. He says it was that non-monetary value of the VF offer which really swung the deal for them. That's the important thing. It seems, once again, though, unfortunately, that we're pretty good at starting companies in New Zealand and sustaining them, but somehow we just never quite seem to hang on in there and keep them for great lengths of time, except in a few exceptional cases. Although Rob Fyfe and Jeremy Moon will continue with the company, so certainly it's not a case of the Americans coming in and just slinging them all out.
Yeah, it's a really interesting story, isn't it? Because that was a great start-up. It's been a real success story. Well, it's been a success story, hasn't it? And as you say, it's not ours any longer, but I guess that is the way of the modern world. Giles, how did the markets finish the week?
Well, the markets have been, it's been a day of two halves for shares. They were positive in the morning. They turned negative in the afternoon. Not too much, though. The top 50 index closing down 18 points, 8,065. The New Zealand dollar just a touch firmer going into the weekend, 69.3 US cents, 90.1 Australian. One little tag for next week: look out for the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's last statement of the year. And it will be interesting to see if they give some acknowledgement to the change of government and the somewhat uncertain policies and structures that the RBNZ will have to contend with as it sets interest rates going into the new year. And that, John, is business for another week.
We've enjoyed your company this week, Giles Beckford, our business editor. Thank you very much and have a great weekend.